What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. On the video today, just giving you a little update on the property here, because over the winter, sorry, I'm out of breath, you'll see why here in a second. Over the winter we had frigid temperatures. It was sub-zero, below zero for over 2 months, and then it was just hanging in the teens and in the 20s. So there's not much I could get done here on the property. As you saw, if you've been keeping up in the last couple videos, at the end of last season, we finally got the deck done. The deck was completed to a point where then we could have an end of the year deck party, but we left a lot of things unfinished because we just didn't have time. I say we. But not only did we get all this property cleared, that used to be all woods. We pushed the woods back 50 feet by 800 feet from the road all the way back to these tree lines back here. So 50 feet by 800 feet. Then we had to move that propane tank. That propane tank used to be up here in the ground. You can see where the mark is in the soil. That had to be moved. Now it's 150 feet away from the house. So then a trench from the house had to be dug all the way to the tank so that it could accept the 3/4 line. Being so far from the house, you had to have a bigger line put in. So the deck, propane tank, then we had the driveway extended. Now it goes around the house in a nice little manner to the point where it goes over to the garage. That garage had to have a pad made under it. The garage was placed. Not only placed, but then assembled. The Amish came up and did that. It comes in 2 pieces, and then they put it together on site. Then I had electricity ran to it. Once I had electricity ran to it, I'm in the middle of finishing the inside walls. I've done all the insulation already. Now I'm almost finished with the upstairs. Working by myself, it's taken me a little while, but now I'm almost finished with the upstairs as far as doing the drywall. So that's getting done too. So that was being done over the winter. After our party, we get a phone call because we ordered a swim spa. If you don't know what one of those is, this is what it looks like. It's essentially a giant hot tub, but way better than a hot tub. And some people consider them better than pools, because a lot of times with pools, even if you have a relatively small pool, say you had, you know, a 20 foot by 30 foot or a 20 by 40 foot pool, a lot of times, you know, it gets used when you have parties and things like that, but most of the time it just sits around not being used. The people that own them don't want to constantly open them and close them and do the upkeep. It's just easier to keep it covered or things like that, especially with the weather. They do sell heating systems for them, but it's ridiculously expensive to heat. So one of the next best things is a swim spa. Swim spas are a little bit smaller than pools, but way bigger than hot tubs. Now I describe it as when people come over and we all get in the hot tub, I'll explain to them, you know, have you ever been in a hot tub before? Sure. Even the biggest hot tub, 6, 8 people, you get 4 or 5 people in an 8-person hot tub, all your feet are touching, everybody's real close. It's kind of weird, and you have to sit. There's like no room to stand. You don't have that problem with these. This is a 12-person swim spa. Nobody's feet's touching. Everybody's got their own seats. There's space in the middle for the kids to run up and down. And this cabinet, inside this cabinet, this whole swim spa is covered in foam. This thing is insulated and then heated, just like a hot tub. So we actually used it, unless the temperature was like below zero, we weren't out here, especially with the kids, but we used it all winter round. We had this open probably every day or every other day, and we were out here, and temperature maintained even throughout our swim. If we were out here for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, temperature would only drop a couple degrees. But what I like to tell people is anything 100 and below is like safe for kids to get in. Above 100 is more like what most adults like, but it can startle kids as far as temperature wise. So with this hot tub showing up right after the party in October, it was like the end of October, mid-November, all of a sudden I needed to have this concrete pad done because I didn't have this pad done. So I was building a patio area. I had an idea of what I wanted, but I was building a patio area, needed a concrete, so that had to be done last minute. Then the truck that brought the swim spa, because it was all sloppy and cold and wet and crappy, he got stuck in the yard. Here's a picture of that. So it's been busy around here. But now that's all installed. Now I'm just kind of cleaning it up, making it look pretty. Little things like, you know, we're around the pad here, where we got all these rocks. I'm going to be picking all these rocks, tamping it down, spreading some seed to grow some grass, making it more ornate. But one of the things I'm also doing here next to the swim spa, because we do have patio heaters and things like that, I wanted to make a fire pit area. Now fire pits have come a long way. A couple years ago, and I'll show you a picture of what we used to have is this. We took like retaining wall blocks and stacked them in a circle, created a fire pit, and that served us for years. Whether you have a fire ring or you build one out of stone, those kind of fireplaces are all very similar. We wanted something cooler and more unique and modern and new, so we got a solo stove. What this is right here, now at the time it was their biggest model. Now they have one bigger, but this is their second largest model. This is called the Yukon. I believe it's 27 inches across. I have to look. Don't quote me just yet, but it's pretty big. The solo stoves are what they call a smokeless fire pit. It's a backyard fire pit that does what's called a secondary burn, and you can see here on the box, you see these holes. The smoke will recirculate through this system. It's a double wall design, and I'll show you all that when I get it out and open, where the smoke recirculates inside that double wall design. It gets super heated, and when it comes out those holes at the top on the way out, it gets reburnt. It's called the secondary burn. There is a technical name for it, but I forget what it is this time. But that's what I got. I got the Solo Stove Yukon 2.0. 2.0 difference between that and the original version is the 2.0 has an ashtray in the bottom, so easier to clean the next day, get all your ashes out of the bottom. The original Solo stoves, you had to like tilt them upside down or take them somewhere and then dump them out, or use like a scoop. Now it's just like a tray you pull out. Along with all of that, we decided to go with sort of like a Yeti. They have these patterns, and they have these colors that they could put along the outside of your Solo stove, so it doesn't look like a refrigerator sitting out here with just the exposed stainless. So this color is called Water, I believe. Yeah, there it is. It's called Water. It's like a stone grayish blue. It should look really good, especially at night. But these things are awesome. I'm gonna get this thing out and open. Once I figure out kind of where it's gonna go in this area, we got some chairs to put around it. I also got the lid to keep water out of there at night, and I've also got the heat deflector. That's awesome. 90% of the heat will go up, and yes, you will, receive a lot of heat from this bonfire. But with this heat deflector on, it acts just like those things, where it deflects the heat in all different directions, and they work amazing. These steps are just temporary. They did come with the spa, but I'm not going to leave them there. I'm turning this guardrail right here, this handrail, this section of fence right here at the top of the deck, I'm turning that into a gate. I've got all the parts ordered for that, so then you'll be able to enter the swim spa from up on the deck, and then it'll just give me more room over here. For right now, these are great. They work really good, but like I said, they came with the spa, and we didn't necessarily have a plan on how to get in and out of the swim spa, so they work for now. Another thing coming up, I'm going to be installing the lifting. I don't know what they're called, the mechanical lifting apparatus for the top. You get your most hot tubs are just like one piece here. You kind of like lift it and then it will fold off into the edge, and then there'd be like a mechanical lever system that allows you to lift the top back on and use very little strength. We obviously need 2 of them because our swim spa is big, but I've got that ordered, 1 for each side, so that's coming too. But it's all work in progress, and I'm gonna get this box open so you guys can see the Yukon solo stove. We'll get it arranged here. It'll probably get moved around a little bit depending on where my wife wants to have it, but that's what we're gonna have over here. Got a little rack for stacking wood, and yeah, it's coming along. It's gonna be some major parties here where the kids can bring their quads. Got the playhouse. That's still a project I gotta finish this week, maybe next week, we'll see. That's coming along. All right. Okay, it's assembled. It probably took me about 5 minutes. With the original versions, you can upgrade to get this fire ring for on the bottom. The 2.0s and pretty much all the newer ones come with that ring, but if you don't have one, get one. That ring keeps the heat from the stove from affecting your patio, your deck. Because you could have this on your deck with that ring. No heat will transfer down into your deck. Even if you had a composite deck, you could still have this bonfire on your deck. It's really cool. But there it is. There's the color, the light grayish blue they call water. Currently it's got the lid on it. As you can see, the solo stove lid. This lid comes off to reveal the stove. I'll put this over here. Okay, so this ring, because you could close the stove up like that at night. This ring, when you're burning wood, you want to have facing this direction so that the wood kind of spirals up like this. But let me go through the pieces here. These are those holes I was talking about, the double wall design that I was telling you about. The smoke will enter, go down into the stove, enter into the double wall design, get recirculated. While it's inside this tube here, it gets superheated from the bonfire itself, because this will burn more than a typical campfire. This burns hotter, so this will burn more wood. But it gets superheated, and then when it comes back out these holes, it lights on fire, and it'll actually burn the smoke. And they say it's up to 90-95% less smoke. So even though they call it smokeless, what you will notice is you won't stink like a campfire, you won't stink like a bonfire, your clothes won't smell, and you'll retain that smokeless design. So this is your tray here for your ashes. They'll go down into the bottom here, into the pan. You can just pick that up and take that out of there. This is to show you the design, because the smoke will go into the double walls design that way. But all your ashes will fall down into that pan, and you can just easily pick it up and take your ashes out the next day or after it's cool. The original ones didn't have that design. They were a little forward thinking when they made these in the beginning, so they didn't think of that. They just wanted to kind of get their product out there, reveal their smokeless fire pit, and they did really well. And then they came up with the a way to get rid of the ashes later. That ring goes back on. If your hands are really dirty, really oily, the first couple times you burn this thing, don't touch this ring, especially like right in this area. The oil from your hands will discolor it. But if you didn't notice, I grabbed it on the end. This is the heat deflector for the Yukon fire pit. This goes on top. Now once this is hot, everybody, always use gloves. But I'll be honest, there's really almost no reason other than putting the top on to touch this stuff when it's hot, and I'll show you why here. This is what it looks like. With the heat deflector on it. Another thing you can do right on the Solo Stove website is you can have it monogrammed. They'll etch words, customize your fire pit for you. So if you were getting this as a gift for somebody, that'd be something to think about. Alright, the reason I say that you don't really need to touch this stuff, I bring up like when you're adding wood, because Solo Stove sells their own utensils for these stoves. So if you need a poker to poke at the wood, move your logs around, you have it there. I'll show you the design. It's about 3 feet long, so that's good. It's got a really aggressive, it's very thick and heavy metal. It's not flimsy at all. This handle is rubber, so not only will you not lose it, but with the handle being long, you're not gonna feel any heat. And then the second thing I got here is the grabbers, the tongs for putting on your wood. So you can put on this wood, put your logs in the fire, move them around, do all that stuff. You can do all that without having to take the heat deflector off. Now obviously if it's not there and just the top is open, it's super easy as well. But these are about the same length, about 3.5 feet. They got the rubber handles at the bottom, very thick, heavy duty. You got the grabber teeth there in the middle. Pretty aggressive actually. And they will get the job done. But those are the utensils that the Solo Stove comes with. There's a whole bunch of, make sure you go on their website. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can get for the Solo Stove. I actually have a cover coming for it. I don't know why it's taking so long, but it's on its way. But they sell griddle plates, they sell other things. Like I said, you can go on their website and have these customized and have like your family emblem like etched into the side or a name. But super versatile. There's a lot of different companies that make these. Each one is in their own right a little bit different. I just like the sleekness and the fanciness of this. This is like top quality. It kind of reminds me of a Yeti cup or a Stanley cup. So goes along with everything else that we cherish. See how it's got like that stainless steel with the hard coating on the outside, all different colors. It's really nice. But for now, this is Josh, and now that the weather's warming up, we're gonna get this stuff out, get this property cleaned up. We got a spring fling coming up. I'll obviously be filming some of that and showing you guys what the update on the property at that point, with the speakers out here and the heaters and so much stuff. I was thinking about a Blackstone. I love my grill, but just making just more options. But I was thinking about a Blackstone. But we'll see. The area up there that we made into like a living room, wife gave me permission to put a TV on the wall. We have like an outdoor fireplace and a fire table out there. So with both of them going, it's really nice underneath the awning there, and it's just super comfortable with the furniture. So we might be watching some TV out there. That'll be coming too. But we kind of wanted to wait the winter to see how that area was going to last the winter. The fireplace didn't get affected. The carpet we have out didn't get affected. The table. It all just handled the weather really well. It's only exposed on the side. It's not getting direct snow or rain or anything like that. So you know, this would be a great place to hang out. If Steph's grandmother was still alive, she'd be on that swing we put there, watching the kids in the yard. She would have loved this backyard. But for now, this is Josh from the 570, and we'll see you next time. Okay, there it is, guys. There's the finished setup for now. A lot of things might change as we use it. We might kind of move it, manipulate it a little bit, maybe put a chair on a different side. But for right now, that's what we're gonna go with. Probably until we get rid of those steps and then turn that into access into the swim spa. But those steps will have to stay there. So until then, maybe we'll keep it in this area before we move it that direction. But where we stack the wood, I might move that over here because I'm gonna put some patio rocks in this area. So but it's a work in progress for right now. That's what it is. This is the Solo stove, their Yukon model, with the heat deflector, and I can't wait to try it out. I'm excited. I'd like to see you all back here next time. If you're invited to the party, make sure you try out this Solo stove and let me know what you think. Till next time, it's Josh.